Check out this cool project bike I just picked up. So I got this SV650 at a tow yard. I got it pretty cheap. I don't really know a whole lot about it. It's kind of a lot of mystery stuff there, but I've always wanted one of these. I'm going to turn it into a sick little cafe or a street fighter kind of bike. So the good is that it's in really good shape. The bad is I don't really know what's wrong with it. It's been sitting a long time. It doesn't run. So we're going to dive into it and see what we got. All right, I'm kind of excited about this one. It's a bike I've been looking for a while. It's a SV650 2003. These are just super fun bikes. I'm gonna turn it into like a street fighter track bike. A little backstory on this one was I saw it at a tow yard. I was talking to the guy for a little bit. He didn't really know a whole lot about it, so he just wanted to get rid of it. I got a really good price on it. I haven't started it up. I haven't like looked at it other than just looking it over visually, and looking it over visually, it looks really nice and clean. There's a lot of like aftermarket parts. Whoever had the bike before really kind of knew what they were doing. They did a lot of really neat little things, and so I got a good feeling about the bike, so I picked it up. So the good is that it's in really good shape. It's that unique 20th anniversary Suzuki copper color. Mileage, let's see, does have a battery, does have power, so we're at 24, almost 25,000 miles. So not too bad for a bike like this. Overall good shape. I noticed that it's got a Race Tech sticker on this shock. I believe that's a ZX6R shock. It's some other shock that's been revalved and resprung, so that's cool. It's got rear set riser plates. You can tell by the tires the guy took it on the track, so it definitely needs tires. It's got a M4 exhaust and in good shape too. Little scratches here, but no big deal. What else? Carbon fiber frame sliders. See, zero gravity double bubble. Overall system really good shape, so I was like, man, why not? Still steel braided brake lines, and I think the forks have been rebuilt, so if I push on them, they feel a lot better than the stock damping rod garbage forks. So I'm kind of betting that there's also Race Tech emulators in the forks. So can't wait to take that apart and just see what's going on in there. Let's see, we got a zip tie hanging out. I think that's for the, let's see here, rear cowl, which is kind of neat. What do we got in here? Some fairing pieces. Those are those corner ones over there. No power commander. I was kind of hoping for that. And the only other thing in here is the seat lock. So for some reason it was taken off, so I think that'll go right back on. So cool. Let's see here, seat's in good shape and not bolted on. We got a battery, looks pretty new, but it's the wrong one, so I can already tell. So I'm excited. I want to get this thing fired up. I want to go through it. I got a million different things that I could do to this bike. There's so many aftermarket parts, and all the Gixxer stuff swaps over, so my brain's like kind of going in a million different directions with this thing. I'm just excited because I know how much fun these are. Another good note was that the title is clear and not salvage, and I did check back fees on the registration, and there's no back fees, so that's a huge thing. You gotta check that before you buy any bike, especially one with tags from 2018. So yeah, this is where the real exciting part is for me. I get to like dig deep into a bike and kind of see what all needs to be done and make a parts list and get it up and going. I like to make bikes run perfect, you know. I like to go through them. Even if I'm gonna sell it, which was another thought. I might just fix this up and sell it. I want to go through some proper startup procedures. I don't want to just try to turn it on because I don't know what we got for fuel in here. I don't know if there's like a rat's nest in the air box. I kind of like to make sure we don't really have any rust in here, so that's good. So you don't want to just, after a bike's been sitting for God knows how long, you don't want to just fire it up. Makes me a little nervous. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the tank off. I'm going to look in the air box. I'm going to check the oil and do a few things real quick before I decide to try to fire it up. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So the obvious first thing I want to check is the oil level. Got something in there. So one thing that I'm worried about is a bike that's been sitting a long time. I don't want to just fire up a bike that's been sitting a long time because you don't know if any of that gas leaked into the crankcase, and I don't want to have gas diluted oil running through the engine because that'll just wear out the engine, blow it up. So I might just go ahead and flush it, but I'm gonna take a look at it. So got the seat off. I'm gonna go ahead and lift the tank up, see what we got going on under there. It's not even bolted, so that's cool. I got one of these Suzuki tank stands. Nothing immediately alarming. Airbox lid is not even connected. Okay. We got a K&N air filter, so that's cool. So I don't need to buy an air filter. Whoa. Factory Pro velocity stacks. Well, that's cool. Huh. This guy, oh. Okay, airbox not even connected. Alright. And let's see. Something was going on in here. Whoever had the bike last must have been trying to get it running. I could see not a lot of stuff was connected. Okay, so these fuel rails are loose. I don't like that. So maybe something was going on with the fuel injectors. They were clogged up and they were trying to clean them out. Who knows? So I got to pull that apart and see what we got going on there. I might need new fuel injectors or maybe even just seals, O-rings. Next thing I'll probably do is I'll probably pull the spark plugs and do a compression test. So that's pretty easy to do. That way you can kind of get some idea of the health of the engine. So I think if we got some good compression, I'll go ahead and throw some fresh plugs in there while we're there, and I'll do the oil change and get this all torn apart. So that'll be the next couple steps. All right, I think the next step, I'll pull the gas tank off, and let's do this fuel line off here. Okay, there is fuel in there. There, we got vent lines. We have this hose. And fuel pump power line. I'm gonna bolt down here. Cool. Might even start with the compression test. We got no compression. This is a done deal, really. Whoa. They look really black, which means really rich. Okay. I think I'd probably rather see that than really lean, which would be really white. So the front plug is over here. I gotta move this radiator out of the way. Plug is black. Good news is that they aren't like smashed up or nothing from a dropped valve. I think I have enough power to crank it. So that'll go into there. Alright, so like the main reason why I'm doing a compression test is to get an idea of the health of the engine. You'll know if your piston rings are good, your head gasket's not blown, you don't have burnt valves, bent valves, something like that. So if my compression numbers are good, I can assume the motor's good at this point, and then proceed to like put time and energy and money into getting it fired up. So let's see here. I think the battery's good. We'll see here. And then what you do, you want to make sure there's nothing down in those throttle bodies. So nothing fell into there. Okay. So you got to hold the throttle wide open and crank it. And with the okay, we got 160 on the back, 150 something. Okay, so that's not too bad. The battery's not really that charged up, but for now I got a good inclination that the motor's not in bad shape, so that's a good sign. All right, so the next thing I'm really curious about is this fuel rail being loose, so I'm gonna probably just basically pull that off. These are not even hand tight. That's awesome. And they're all mismatched. I hate when I see that. Mismatched bolts. Drives me nuts. So this fuel rail will come right off. So we got fuel injectors, which don't look too bad. So I actually have a fuel injector cleaner, so I'm gonna go ahead and just clean these out while I have it. So this one says F, and I'm assuming F for front. Ooh, so that was on backwards. I'm gonna check in the service manual and see what it says. Let's see here. Pull that off. Pull that off. Okay. All right, so I think that's a good stopping point. I'm gonna go ahead and clean those fuel injectors, get that all buttoned back up. I gotta order spark plugs. I gotta clean that air filter, and I gotta do an oil change. So I'm gonna go ahead and do all that kind of stuff, and we're gonna see if it fires up. I'll probably drain all the old gas out of the tank and put some fresh gas in there and see if she runs all right. Kind of hopeful. Just feel like somebody was in here that didn't really know what they were doing. I'm afraid of, but that's pretty common. I know these bikes super well, so feel pretty confident I can get this thing running. I better, because I really want to ride it. So the next step is make a list of parts. Spark plugs, oil filter. I think the chain sprockets look good. Definitely need a set of tires. Did notice that the fork seals were leaking pretty bad, so probably do fork rebuild. The oil is just everywhere. This front rotor is completely soaked in oil, so probably should get a fresh set of brake pads. I'm gonna need coolant for a coolant flush. That's probably about it. Yeah, I think after I get some more parts in, I'll be going through and starting to do a few more things. So stay tuned. I'm going to go ahead and get these fuel injector rails situation going, sorted out. Spark plugs, so I gotta wait for spark plugs to get it fired up. So all right, stay tuned. I'll be posting another video here shortly on the progress on this SV650 build.